allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank y'all. You may be seated. All right, under unfinished business, we have the approval of the minutes of our October the 14th, 2025 regular scheduled board meeting. Commissioner Cersei, any errors or omissions in those minutes?
No, sir.
Commissioner Patterson?
No, sir, Chairman.
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes, and I'll ask for a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Right.
All right, under new business, we have board discussion, or action on a variance request from Matt and Amanda Lockwood to build a new home 11 feet from the property line with the neighbor's approval. The letter is on file. Actually, this is, we're busy. Let me go over here. We have a variance request from Hawthorne Ventures Blue Ridge LLC to build 11 feet from a 50-foot right of way on Black Hawk Drive and to increase units per acre to 10.25 instead of 8 for a total of 16 units for a little over acre and a half. Gentlemen, is there anybody here that opposes this variance request? Anybody here that support this? Okay, all right. Gentlemen, just to be honest with you, I didn't have a chance to go out and look at these variance requests, don't sense a line about it. We had gotten busy, and but I did have Keith Nicholson and Candace Newton go out and take a look at them. They didn't think that there was any issues in their request. So that being said, I'll ask for any discussion on this, Commissioner Cersei.
I have no issues. They're what we require from the property line. So it's good for me, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Commissioner Patterson?
Chairman Hensley, I have no issues or concerns with this variance.
All right, that being said, I'll make a motion to approve this variance request, and I'll ask for a second.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Stick around if you like. The next will be a variance request from Lena Rodriguez to build a new home 38 feet from the center of Squirrel Hunting Road. Is there anybody here that opposes this?
Oh, sorry, I'm not opposed.
Come on up here and oppose it.
Not opposed.
But I will think that you're here for it, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. My apologies.
Once again, gentlemen, I have to go by Keith Nicholson and Candace Newton's recommendation on this. They found no issues with it. And I apologize once again for not being able to come out and take a look at it myself. But, any discussion on this, Commissioner Cersei?
No, sir. I'm good with it.
Commissioner Patterson?
I have no concerns or issues at this time, Chairman, sir. Hensley.
Thank you. That being said, I'll make a motion to approve this variance request, and I'll ask for a second.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, next we have Miss Julie Shira with the Blue Ridge Medical Center, is Ms. Shira here? There you go. Please come on up to the podium. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So if you wanna, you need to pull that a little bit closer where people can hear you, or,
Okay, you want me to address you or the crowd?
you know, I tell you what, why don't we just turn around and,
Yes, you all?
Yeah.
I'd be
she wants to
delighted.
dress all
Okay.
of us.
Okay.
Sounds great. My name is Julie Shira. I'm a 23-year resident of Fannin County, 23-year employee of Blue Ridge Medical Center, where I've been the director of cardiac rehab. And our hospital was troubled. In 2023, we had a not-for-profit organization purchase the hospital to basically bail us out, because to be perfectly transparent, we were in significant financial trouble. And this company, who was a not-for-profit company, Java Foundation, has been carrying us really on their backs for the last 2 years. They've rebranded us as Blue Ridge Medical Center. We are now a not-for-profit hospital, and we have become eligible for a Georgia income tax credit program called the Georgia Heart Program, where individuals, married couples, and businesses can redirect their Georgia income taxes to the hospital. It's money you're already paying, so you can redirect those dollars to Blue Ridge Medical Center. And there's been a special extension through the Georgia Heart Organization, whereby now we're still accepting applications through the Georgia Heart, and those tax dollars are not going to be required to be paid until December 31st of 2025. So if you have anyone that has to pay Georgia income taxes, instead of sending those dollars down to the Georgia Department of Revenue, you can visit georgiaheart.org and redirect those tax dollars back to Blue Ridge Medical Center, so we can continue to provide the care that we need to provide in this community. I mean, let's face it, we're all stakeholders at Blue Ridge Medical Center, whether you live here, or you have a business here, or you vacation here, or you work here. You have a vested interest in the success of this hospital, and therefore we are asking the community to rally behind the hospital and redirect those tax dollars. My name is Julie Shira. You can reach me at the hospital through the cardiac rehab department, and I'll go ahead and speak that phone number. It's 706-632-4253 is that work phone number. And I'll be more than happy to take questions and meet with individuals on a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
Julie, let me ask you something on that. I was looking into that, and, wasn't there a limit or something on how much people could put in to help the hospital?
Yes, thank you for asking that, Johnny. So initially, up through July 1st, there were limits on how much an individual or a business could redirect to the hospital. But after July 1st, those limits are lifted. If you are a C Corp or a separate entity, you can still only redirect 75% of your Georgia income tax liability. So now there are no limits. It's strictly based on what your Georgia income tax liability is. So if you think you're going to owe $25,000 to the state of Georgia, instead of sending those dollars to the Department of Revenue, you can go through Georgia Heart. They will still process your money, Georgia Department of Revenue. You'll receive a certificate that says you've paid this money, this is your credit, and you'll use that credit when your taxes are due in April 15th if you're an individual married couple, or March 15th if you're a business.
And they also started that program because a lot of rural hospitals have been closing.
Excellent point. In fact, the Georgia Assembly acknowledged that rural hospitals are closing all across the country. They're closing everywhere. In our community, we need this hospital. And with that being said, the Assembly started this program to help rural hospitals, and now we have an opportunity to make a difference in this community and say where our dollars are going to be spent. And so the initiative allows the hospital to procure up to $4 million, which is a huge chunk of money. And again, it's money that you're already paying as a taxpayer, whether it's a business, an individual, or a married couple filing separately or jointly.
And I can also say that back then when the COVID come through, it was under Fannin Regional, but the staff out there, that ICU unit was one of the best in the state.
Yes, thank you.
It was.
Thank you.
They saved my life.
Yes, that was during COVID that
Yeah.
Johnny was speaking of, and,
we need our local hospital.
we need our, so truly, we need this hospital, and it's the only tax credit program that saves lives. And it's money you already have to pay, you just redirect those dollars. So let's take, for example, how much time do I have? I have 2 more minutes? 2 more minutes. Let's say you're a W-2 employee, like I am. I'm a W-2 employee, so I get a paycheck every 2 weeks. What my tax advisor recommended that I do is to change my W-4 so that less tax dollars are taken out to the state of Georgia. So now I have more money in my pocket so I can fund that Georgia Heart program. And I've already sent my check into the Department of Revenue, been fully approved, and that money is already working at Blue Ridge Medical Center. Yes, so, yes ma'am.
We actually just filled out the paperwork for that this week. It took 10 minutes, and within 10 minutes after that, we were getting a thank you letter and something for our accountant.
That's
So it was
awesome.
great, really easy to do.
Thank you. Yes, and so thank you for that testimonial. And the 2 things that you need from your accountant is, how do I file my taxes? Do I file it as a married couple, singly, or am I a business, an LLC, an S Corp, a C Corp? How do I file? And then how much does your accountant anticipate is going to be your Georgia income tax liability for 2025? So this is for 2025 taxes. Then you apply online. It takes about less than a couple of minutes. Once you have those 2 things, how do I file and how much money, and then make sure that where you can designate a hospital, make sure you designate Blue Ridge Medical Center, because we are competing with 49 other hospitals that have been in this program for a good while. And there's only $100 million, that's a lot of money, $100 million in the program, but at $100 million times divided by 50 hospitals, that's really only $2 million per hospital. We're hoping to get $4 million. And it's going to take really and truly the entire community rallying behind the hospital, because we need this hospital. When minutes count, you don't ever expect to need the hospital, but if there's a car accident or a stroke or a massive heart attack, or somebody told us about his fingers that got cut off, if he hadn't been to our hospital within minutes, it could have been a completely different scenario. So,
And Julie,
yes, sir.
they started taking patients again, housing patients.
Yes, yes. So when this new group came in and purchased us, Dava Foundation, a not-for-profit organization, they have 4 not-for-profit hospitals now that they're trying to build back up. And we had shut down our inpatient care, but that was reopened back in September of 2024. Now it's October of 2025, so we've been open, our inpatient, for 11 months. And the other great aspect is, a few months ago we were surveyed by DNV, and we did an exceptional job on that survey. We submitted our paperwork to CMS, and they approved us as a critical access hospital. So we've been approved fully as a critical access hospital, and we can now see even up to 10 or 20 patients once we start opening up those beds. So, yes, thank you.
So this program,
I beg your
the
pardon?
program ends
The program ends,
at the end of
so-
this year.
so I hope not.
Oh, I'm just saying.
So the
doesn't
question
end this
is,
year,
does the
it
program
keep going?
end? My hope is that it's going to continue through 2029, as long as there's still Georgia income tax liability. I understand that there's been some talk about getting rid of the Georgia income taxes, which, I don't know what side of the fence you're on that. I'm not going to take a stance, but as long as taxpayers having to pay Georgia income taxes, this program is scheduled to continue through 2029. You do have to get approved each year. Each hospital has to get approved, and we're in that getting approval process right now with the documentation that's required. And here's the great news. I don't know if I should announce this, but we already have $1.5 million in pledges,
That's awesome.
which is really it just warms my heart how many people. And another statistic, last year in 2024, 30 hospitals out of 54, 34 out of 54 got less than 1.5 million. And we're already at above 1.5 in pledges. So that speaks volumes to the community and how much you all want to keep this hospital. So I thank you so much. Any other questions? Yes.
And I'll let you go after this.
No,
but
I'm happy
But
to.
just in the state of Georgia alone, I think wasn't there like over 50 hospitals that closed?
That number I don't really know off the top of my head.
Somebody told me it was like, I think William, me and you talked about that one time. It was over 50 hospitals or something that I believe had closed because of it's getting bad. I mean,
And it is, because the rural hospitals, we can't pay the salaries that the big hospitals
Yeah.
pay, and so it's very difficult to recruit physicians and recruit staffing, and I'm here through and through, 23 years, I'm not going anywhere, and I'm gonna continue to see this through. We did recruit a CEO a year ago to come in and help us to get back on our feet, and he's been an exceptional CEO, Gary Poquette. And any other questions?
No,
Those are all great questions.
I appreciate your time.
So please call me. I'll be happy to meet with you face to face. Call your friends, tell them about that, give them my number. And when you phone that number right now, it does say cardiac rehab because that's my heart, pun intended. That's really bad. Some of you laugh though, right? So it's only ironic that it's the Georgia Heart Program and I run the cardiac rehab program, which they have nothing to do with the anatomy of the heart. Anyway, thank you for your time. No other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so next up, number 4 is Fannin County Director Eddie O'Neill regarding contract for lighting detection equipment for the city pool in the county park.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
I'd like to purchase, what we're looking for is an audible lightning detection and a severe weather system. One for the pool, obviously, and that city park, and then a larger system for the county park. Let me explain this where it makes sense. So there'll be an initial fee for the purchase and installation of the equipment, and then after that, it's a contractual agreement yearly because it runs off software. And that software detects the weather, not only that, but it will send alerts to my employees and my cell phone along with their desktop systems. So we can monitor the weather. An audible horn is gonna go off, so if people are walking or practicing sports in the park, they know severe weather, they need to exit, right? So the initial purchase would be $11,400. That includes the yearly lease of the software, and I would do that out of SPLOST. And then after that, we would sign a 5-year contract for $7,400 a year to monitor the severe weather software system. And that's been stuck into my budget for.
Did you put in there for next year?
Yeah. But the one-time fee is obviously for the purchase of the equipment and installation of the equipment. And it is to Perry Weather, P-E-R-R-Y.
What happens down there at Horseshoe Bend?
There's nothing down there at the time being. Just
What?
gotta run.
Why didn't we include it? Why didn't we
We
include
can
it?
go back and include it too, but you got Tamman Park too, you got that too, so you're talking about.
I think any of our parks where our people's gonna be
Yeah.
need to be, I mean, one park's just as good as the other.
Yeah, we'll get pricing on that too.
Yeah. I mean, if we're gonna spend this money like this, and, you know, we have it, of course, it's public safety SPLOST, so I
We
mean.
need to get this purchase done though, especially for the county park and the pool. ACCG was like, we gotta have it for the pool, you know, the Red Cross.
Oh, I agree totally.
Yeah. Then we can do a second round, I'll get pricing for those 2 parks and make sure I can monitor it at distance.
So my thoughts on it would be, if we're all in agreement and vote on it, would be go ahead and get this started, and then you come back to us and see if we maybe even negotiate a different price.
Yeah, we can go back and negotiate the contract
With
with
the
the
others.
weather system, yeah. The one at the county park's more advanced, it measures a wet bulb, you got football and sports down there, and it will let my guys know, hey, wet bulbs here, these kids can't practice, or they can't be in pads, and,
Yeah.
you know.
Linemen and all that.
Yeah.
Well, any other discussion?
No, I'm good.
Commissioner Patterson?
No, sir, I've been listening intently on all this, discussion, and I agree with Eddie that we certainly need to have some type of starting point, and this is a great thing for our county, people, Fannin. So I'm in agreement.
All right. Well, that being said, here's the motion I'll make. I'll make a motion to, spend $11,400 now out of SPOS. And then we will go ahead and add that contract for $7,400 a year. Go ahead and make that motion to approve that now, and then if we come back with the other, obviously, we would have to re-vote on that at that time.
Right.
So, but I will make a motion to do just that, today, and I'll ask for a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
All right.
Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
keep posted on that if you will, okay?
Will do.
All right, next up, we have our EMA Director Patrick Cook and our 911 Director Jill Huffman regarding the hiring of a consultant to evaluate and develop an improvement plan of the public safety radio system. We got any questions?
So we would like to make a request to hire a consultant to evaluate our current public safety radio system. We have a pretty good system now, but we feel like we could probably do better. We do find holes here and there throughout the county, some of the pilot areas. This consultant could help us find those holes and provide us a written plan of how to improve those holes and gaps. So we've gotten a proposal from Tusa Consulting, who has worked in many counties throughout the state and the southeast, doing just this, and they've had good results from them. So we'd like to at least look at phase one of this project, which would cost $36,360, and they would come in, evaluate the system, meet with our responders, fire EMS, law enforcement, and the department heads, to see what needs we have in our radio system, and also find where we're having issues, so.
I'll say this, I agree that we need something like that. I don't know if Commissioner Patterson has actually had a chance to sit down and look at this, because I know you've been out of town. But, with this, couple of questions, would this work on the, like, I see Motorola back here, but would this work on our,
Yes, they can evaluate all types of systems, regardless of the band. And they're not brand specific, they're not strictly Motorola or strictly Kenwood, they'll look at all systems.
all right?
So William, you can answer some of these questions on this?
Yes, sir. I can. Application, I'll be glad to.
Well, come on up.
So, Williams retired from Barrow County. He used this company there and had great results with them in Barrow County when he was over there. He introduced us to him.
Well, we're familiar with, we've been in public safety for many years. And I do know that the radios didn't used to work good down in McCaysville up here, because you were the fire chief at one time down there. So you're telling that, you guys are saying that our people, our men and women that go out there and serve, whether it's ambulance, fire, law enforcement, this is gonna be able to help them when they go into those places that it's been hard to make contact with dispatch.
That's correct. We have a pretty good system now, but we do find holes, especially when we go in buildings, further out areas like, anything south of about, Bluetown Road. It's hard because of that bridge there, it blocks the radio signal.
towers do we have right now?
One for the main radio system. We also have a secondary on Fannin Mountain.
So we only have two.
That's correct.
And those two towers are supposed to cover all Fannin County.
They are. And
How much is a tower?
to build one from the ground up, at least 100,000 per site, that's on a basic VHF system.
And we've gone digital, haven't we?
We have.
Has that helped us any with the system that we've got?
It's helped some, but it's also opened up some other holes that we didn't know we had. Because it
Such
either-
as what holes?
If you're not getting a digital signal,
It either works or it doesn't.
yeah,
There's no
you're in or out.
catching half the traffic, it either works or it doesn't.
So with this new system, then, their walkies will even be able, no matter where they go, the walkies will be just as good, right?
Sure.
What you have, commissioners, is the system that's currently in operation is a system that Robert Graham and I put in 1985 on Raleigh Mountain. And it's been upgraded with technology, but it's still the same in the southeastern part of the county. And with the influx of all the buildings and the growth in the county on the VHF system, it's like fog. VHF shoots in a straight line. Well, the more VHF frequencies is in there, the more clutter you get, and you can't see because fog's real thick, so you can't hear. And you're on your VHF system. So what the proposal is that Tusa Consulting would come in and do an assessment of your current system. We don't know we have no idea what it would take to upgrade your current system. So you first come and do a needs assessment. Talk to all responders, talk to them about where dead spots are, talk to them about your, get information and do a study. As you see in the proposal, it will provide a website. TUSA will provide a website to the county for you to send out to all your responders, for them to go online on themselves and complete a survey of the system. That's a good thing, and Patrick could have that, and he could look at all of that and know where his dead spots are and where they have issues. The other thing you have to think about in public safety is in-building coverage. So your towers on the southeastern part of the county, can you key up a portable radio in here and talk out?
Can you?
Sometimes.
So you get an officer in here with an inmate and he can't get out to get help. Or you get someone in a house fire and they can't get out of that building and talk when they have a Mayday situation, we've got issues. So you wanna look at if I can talk to you inside the house, I know I can talk to you outside the house. So you have to look at your in-building coverage, and I don't think we've ever done that here, to a point as in-depth as this is. And I spoke with the chairman about it a couple of weeks ago, and it's something that the county needs, because in 9/11, they couldn't talk to each other. The 911 Port Authority could not talk to the 911 center. The NYPD couldn't talk to the fire department, vice versa. So it's all, you gotta communicate in a disaster and emergency situation. I think it's, as a citizen here and as a new citizen, I retired and moved back, in McCaysville, but, I would love to see the county look at their infrastructure for the radio system, because the first responders really need a good radio system.
Well, we're very supportive of public safety, and so, and Blue Ridge and McCaysville, they'll be able to be covered just like everybody else.
Well, this is a county.
They each have their own system.
But
The city has their own.
come off the same town,
It's-
they're not bounce off the same town.
It's the same technology, so all the radios will talk to each other. But like the city of Blue Ridge has a tower site on the water tower. The city of McCaysville has a site at Tri-State on their tower there, which is completely independent from the county system.
Yeah, I remember putting the repeater in here at Blue Ridge, and I forgot about McCaysville. But that stuff won't like come together if they need you. I mean, ain't they something that,
We can work off their, if everything else went down and that's all we had, we could use their system, either one. Of
this assessment is gonna tell us where we need to put, or how many we need to put as far as towers go, correct?
That's correct. To help us,
And what would you say in your professional thoughts of how many towers would Fannin County need other than, you can't even guess?
Without doing the assessment, you won't know, will you?
this would hire the professional to give us a written plan to go by, so we know what to work towards. Currently, you go off, what our opinions are, what we think will work, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
This report will provide you guys with the scientific knowledge, truly tested through electronics and engineering of what you need and where you need to put towers. And you'll have something to operate. It's a roadmap to better your system.
And this also includes our road department.
Includes anything that the county owns. Any radio system that belongs to Fannin County. No city analysis at all. That would be totally separate.
Okay.
This is for Fannin County.
So, saying all this, can you give us a hypothetical of what it might cost us? You don't wanna do that either? I don't wanna take you to the gambling house, man.
I just left the county, and they decided a 10-year contract to upgrade their system. We put a system in there in that county in 2015 when I was director there. It was $8 million. And they just signed a new contract for $22 million, but it's a rural metro county. So, it's a suburban metro county. But that's totally different band, different radios, subscribers and everything. What this analysis will do will analyze your infrastructure, your tower sites, not your portable radios or not your mobile radios, they're
Okay.
operational.
But,
But I couldn't give you a price
but the mountains are good to have that, correct?
for your VHF.
Yes, so we're gonna be, okay. So the cost might not, it's not gonna be like that right there.
No. No,
Because we got
I'll tell
mountains.
you that, I don't want to scare you.
Please say no on that.
Do what?
I said, go ahead and say no, it ain't gonna cost us.
No,
$22
I can tell you that.
Well, I'm all for doing what we can to give Fannin County the best of the best.
No, I want to make sure y'all understand, the only obligation, there's two phases on the proposal. Phase one is to do the assessment. Phase two is if you decide to move forward with what you need. TUSA has made a proposal to come back and write the RFPs for you guys and help you through that bid process to buy the equipment and lead you through that for the second phase.
Who installs this stuff?
Whoever vendor you use, could be Kenwood, could be Motorola, could be L3 Harris. But that's, right now, it's a needs assessment of what do we need. And that's what it is, you come back with you guys, the information you need.
Okay.
You guys good with that?
And I apologize for stepping on his.
You did, and you was asked to.
Well, okay.
I asked a lot of questions, man. That's what I mean. I just wanna know, you know. Okay, cool. Huh?
You wanna move forward with a motion or not? Commissioner Patterson hadn't had a chance.
So is there only so we only have one? We don't have like somebody else bidding for it or something? And we don't have to do this in bids then?
No, this is
No,
the first
okay.
service.
Okay, cool, I'm good with that.
I have a question, Chairman Hensley.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that I understand, this is just a needs assessment, and how much is this needs assessment gonna cost?
$36,000.
$36,000, just for a needs assessment.
Mhm.
And then from that needs assessment, we move forward if we decide to do so, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, do we have a percentage from Patrick or anybody, the other gentleman, how much percentage-wise are we unable to reach the outskirts or wherever in Fannin County when needed? What are the dark spots, or is that what the needs assessment's supposed to find out?
That's what the need assessment's for, is to find, I mean,
That-
we have our
That's
personal
what-
experiences, but that's it.
Just to find the dead spots.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this will
Is
give us
that
a
cor-
written plan.
is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, Coach.
Okay. Good. Alright. Just wanted to make sure I hear what we're thinking about doing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, any other discussion?
How long does it take for this needs assessment? So we get 3 months for 36,000. And they'll have everything wrapped up, telling us our needs. 90 days. Okay.
And we have not had an upgrade on this for several years. How many years?
We have, in the last few years, upgraded the equipment, which has helped us, but also opened up some other areas that we could have for improvement, so.
Okay.
Right.
With the digital.
But yeah, we went from analog to digital, which is similar but different.
Did you do that down there, Wade? Okay.
Patrick, do we have any idea? I know that $36,000 is a lot of money, but do we have any idea how much we're gonna have to spend after the fact, after
No.
we
Not at this
find
time.
out?
It
Could
could
it be in the
be,
millions?
at this time, we don't know. It could be adding one tower site, it could be adding 2 tower sites. Hate to say at this point. But it can be done in phases. It would give us a written plan to go by, to work towards in the future, so that we know.
And this would fall under public safety spot.
So generally speaking, it's around $100,000, correct? Per hour, generally.
$100,000?
It would come out of the 911 fund, is what it come out.
Okay.
Come out of 911?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Any other things forward?
No, sir.
Better do a vote.
I'm good.
All right. I'll make a motion to spend $36,360 to TUSA to do a study for us for our radio systems. I'll make that motion. Ask for a second.
I second it. And when will you start?
As soon as possible.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
So you starting tomorrow? All right, so that's out of the 911 funds. All right, we'll keep it posted. And you got 90 days to do this, you say? All right, so the next is our MA Director Patrick Cook and our Fire Chief Larry Thomas regarding the purchase of fire department equipment.
And an update on the station.
We actually have 2 requests, for 2 different pieces of equipment. I'd like to start with the larger one.
Yeah, let's get it out of the way.
This is just a picture of it and the actual quoted price. And let me say this, as far as the truck itself, it's brand new, but it is a 2024 model. And as far as the truck itself goes, it's a remount. And a remount would be, well, that's what we've done with our ambulances in the past. Some of them.
So you get a new chassis, but you remount the bed on.
Yeah, and the box that's on there is not that old. He didn't give me a model of the box, but after going through it, they remodeled the whole box. And I hate calling it a box, but it's the equipment body as far as the fire truck goes. But to buy this truck outright new,
it's already ready to go.
Yep, in fact, I did ask him for another intake valve on the back of it to be to be a direct fill from the backside of the truck. And I don't think that would take more than a day to install that.
Is he gonna do it for free?
Yeah, that's included.
Oh, that's cool.
It may not be wrote up in there, but he said that he promised me that he'd get it. And if it wasn't for adding that, we'd probably have it by Friday. That's
Is it
how-
They gonna,
Where's it located?
Kentucky,
Corbin, Kentucky?
Yeah,
you gonna bring it to you, you gotta go get it.
I believe he'll bring it to us because he's
Yeah.
already asked me about a car rental place. He'll need something to drive back.
And this'll help your fleet.
Help find yes. In fact, we had that money allocated, to try to buy 2 used trucks. But with this one sticking out like this, with this price tag on this new truck, new chassis, I feel like that we need to go with it.
Is that, Sherry, is that public safety?
Public safety's lost.
Okay. That's nice.
Is this take one, is it replacing one that we're taking out of service?
It will be, yes.
What is the one we're taking out of service?
Well, and if we put it down at 4, we'll still have the trucks
I know
in
we're-
service.
Still,
But we've got one sitting in the back up there now that's fixing to go.
and it's a one.
It's,
It's a 1982, Pierce fire truck.
That's my point. Replace some of this.
It is, that is over the past.
We're thankful to be able to still trying to replace some of this stuff.
I guess when Brother graduates or something.
So we're, all right, any discussion on this first piece of equipment?
No, sir.
I have,
Okay. So I'm gonna ask for a motion to, spend $285,000 on this, pumper from Public Safety SPOS. I'll ask for that motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll ask for a second.
second,
All in favor?
uh,
All right, we'll see you Friday, right?
thank you, sir. If I can get that valve in my right.
So we'd also like to make a request for a F-550 flatbed truck to build a smaller brush truck out of. Currently in the county, we have one smaller brush truck, which is a 2008 old ambulance that we retrofitted.
Yeah.
We'd like to add this to our fleet to cover brush fires in the county. Folks don't know that Fannin County is actually the #1 county in the state for brush fires.
Really?
This would help us fighting those fires, getting the fire stations. And we found an 2018 F-550 in Maryville, Tennessee for $34,000. We looked all over the place, and this is the cheapest we've been able to find. Most are in the mid-40s. So this would help us out greatly.
And that's an 18?
It's 2018, yes, F-550 extended cab.
How many miles this thing got
It's
on?
got about 170,000, but it's a 6.7 diesel. It's already been deleted, so
When you
should
say delayed, what do you mean?
have the emissions taken off of it.
For 34,000?
34,000.
What's a new 550 run today?
70,000.
How can we run that 2008 brush truck?
In the spring and fall, multiple times per day. It's not uncommon to get 2 or 3, 4 brush fires at once.
Will this be up at Station 1 or is it going?
We're still talking about it, but the idea right now is to put it in Middleborough at Station 2, have extra pay, or have a paid crew that can take it. And Middleborough's kind of central, so it can go either direction.
Okay. Public safety spot?
You good on
Larry's
that?
budget.
We're good on that?
Yeah.
okay,
All right. Gentlemen, any discussion on this?
No.
I have none.
All right. Once again, I'll ask for a motion 2018 F-550 for $34,000 out of public safety splosh. I'll ask for that motion.
I make that motion.
I'll ask for a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right.
Don't leave, tell us about staying, new station in Middleborough.
And with that being said, I went down, actually, I had a visitor down there today. The fire chief in Bradley County, Tennessee, wanted to come up and look at it. He wanted to get some ideas to the route we was going as far as building the station and all, and he's working on one as well. But we shared some ideas, this, that, and another, and one of the first things he said when he got out of the truck, he had a brake on that rock. He said, I'm doing mine that way. I'm gonna have to do mine that way. But anyway, we're moving right along. While I was down there this morning, I checked the grass issue out. The grass is already broke through the ground, it's coming up.
Cool.
Actually, you can see it through the hay or the straw that's been strode out. And, hopefully, this next week, you know, when the weather breaks just a little, we'll have our guy in that, oh God, I forgot his first name. But anyway, the golf course guys are gonna come down.
Okay.
And actually give us some pointers as far as the landscaping in that front park lot. And as far as the rock work, I'd say it will be done, if he can make another day like he did today, we'll be done with it within a day or two.
Good, yeah. Now, what equipments are you putting in that, because I know you're gonna put that brush truck, you got a fire,
We got a fire truck, a tanker, and a rescue truck that's gonna go in there as well.
and there's an ambulance
And
going.
the ambulance, yeah, we'll get the ambulance, yes.
So it'll be equipped for,
Two crews of people, actually two-person crews, so
That's awesome, that's gonna help.
there's gonna be a big step for the county for that station to come out.
And when is the flagpole going in?
As soon as the weather breaks.
Good job.
does it still seem like we're on schedule to?
It does. In fact, I had some questions today, but I didn't have a chance to get the key. We had some other things arise, so I guess we took care of that. So,
Thank you.
Thanks, appreciate you.
thank y'all.
Thank you, Larry.
Yes, sir.
All right, so number 7, we have, it's our board vote to cancel the Board of Commissioners meeting for the date of November the 11th. That is our Veterans Day holiday, and, so I think the next date that we would move that to is to the 18th, correct? So any discussion on that, gentlemen?
No, so we're moving it to the, not the 11th, but the 18th.
Yeah.
Better call my problem, forget it. Traffic in Middleborough.
Yeah. Any discussion on that, gentlemen?
No, sir.
I have none.
All right, I'll make a motion to, cancel the November 11th meeting, but I will put that on the 18th. I'll make that motion, ask for a second.
A second.
All in favor? Aye. And then number 8, kind of the same thing. We know that, cancel the board meeting on November the 25th. That's actually, week of Thanksgiving, so, if it'd been before or after, we'd probably do it, but, you know. So what's just, any discussion on that?
I have none.
Okay. All right, so I'll make a motion to cancel
Second.
that meeting. Got a second, all in favor? So just so everybody knows, we will only have one board meeting next month, which will be November the 18th. All right, which we already done number 9, so by doing that, so we're good to go. So number 9 was changing it from changing the date, so. All right. That being said, that brings us to public commentary. If anybody's got anything they'd like to talk to us about, raise your hand, come to the podium, and tell us who you are, gentlemen. Yes, sir.
Commissioners, I know a few of you out here. My name is Dan Amos. I live at 510 Blue Ridge Trails in my mountain phase 2, Fannin County. Coming up there first part of next year, I'll be here 21 years. road department 3 different times, expressing concern about people going across the center line on Old Loving Road and Lowry Road going to my mountain. And I requested that people look about restriping those roads and have gotten no response. Last time I went there, I was given Mr. Ratcliffe's phone number that said that he's the man to see. I made that call, got nobody, got no response. And since this, what happened this last Saturday midday, the wreck we had out there where we've had 2 people killed, right there in the turn past the chimp sanctuary on that curve in that hill right there. I've seen a number of wrecks there in my 21 years here, and that's probably the worst. And I just am here to please request that somebody take a look at striping the center lines down Old Loving and Lowry that go to my mountain. The lines are fading very badly, especially in some of the curves. I've seen construction trucks, maintenance trucks, short-term renters, and all people going across the center line on those roads. I've almost been hit many times on that road, and I travel it almost every day. I'm not really concerned about the white lines on the side of the road, just those 2 beautiful yellow lines down the center. Because if the person that went across that line Saturday had seen bright yellow lines, they may not have gone across that road. So I'm just here to make another request that please, maybe on your agenda next year or something, we can get that road restriped, because it is dangerous.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Amos.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Good evening. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me. My name is Ramiro Banderas. My address is 97 Southern Cross Court in Morganton. And I'm gonna discuss or talk to you a little bit about a proposal that we heard to do a monument for Charlie Kirk in our area. I'm a lucky guy that moved here over a year ago after my retirement. My lovely wife actually grew up in LJ, and she always nudged me to move to North Georgia. She kept saying, "You gotta move to North Georgia." And I always thought it would be LJ. After all, we own some land in LJ. Well, we decided to move here, Fannin County, instead. Why did we do that? The beauty, the mountains, the rivers, the lake.
The
But most, absolutely beautiful. Every morning I'm blessed to see the beauty.
We all were.
Yes. And I was amazed to learn that there are over 50 nonprofits here working in our community. The hospital, obviously, is probably the most important one. Now, that is a value that I appreciate and honor. Love that neighbor, right? And that's really why I'm here tonight, is to ask you, Mr. Chairman, do not honor racism. Please do not honor someone that hid behind our Second Amendment to promote violence. He said, and I quote, "I think it's worth it to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every year." And I ask you, is it worth to have a cost of some gun deaths, particularly school shootings? How can you honor someone that thought so little about human life, yours and mine? He also said, and I quote again, "Death penalty should be public, quick, and televised." And a little later he said, "What age should you start to see public executions?" I think it's barbaric to think that we need to mandate anyone, kids, to see someone being executed on primetime television. You have a duty to uphold the values of our community, not to honor the misguided values of someone who isn't even from this area. I volunteer at the Arts Festival this fall, and I got to see hundreds of tourists. They came from everywhere, even Florida, but they weren't here for the politics. They were here for the beauty I talked about earlier. So I ask you, as a citizen of this county, don't change our values. And do not dismiss this side of the story, because there's plenty of evidence of what I'm talking about and what you're going to hear from others. And I know you will do the right thing. I know that you will. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to this generation, and you owe it to generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Go on.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Yes, sir.
My name is John Spivey. I live at 22 Shenandoah Drive with my wife in beautiful Mineral Bluff. If we would have said that Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called racists. Now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go and steal a white person's slot to be taken somewhat seriously. That is Charlie Kirk from the Charlie Kirk Show on July 13th, 2023. My wife and I, as I said, we live in Mineral Bluff. We bought our home in Fannin County 10 years ago because we love the area, strongly believe this is where we wanted to live when we retired. And what's not to love? Mountains, hiking, fishing, whitewater rafting. These are some of the reasons that Fannin County attracts so many folks from out of town. I was born in the Deep South. My mother was raised in the Deep South. She gave rides to black people when they were boycotting the buses in Montgomery. My father spent the first 12 years of his career documenting the civil rights struggles and showing the country the ugliness of the South back then. It was scary times for a little kid watching all that happen around me in real time. My parents didn't do these things because they were warriors. They did these things because they were necessary. The only bad thing about affirmative action is that it had to exist at all. Because of beliefs like Charlie Kirk's. These four women may well not have been able to attend college had it not been for affirmative action. I believe America is a better place because of these women, and I'm proud to be a fellow American with them. As a reminder, they are Joy Reid, a graduate of Harvard University, an American commentator and political host. Michelle Obama, graduate of Princeton and Harvard Law, and the former First Lady of the United States of America. Sheila Jackson Lee, a graduate of Yale and University of Virginia Law, and a former United States Representative of Texas. And Ketanji Brown Jackson, graduate of Harvard Law and an Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court. I think we should leave the memorials to folks living in Illinois and Arizona, where Charlie Kirk lived. I do not want my community to be known for memorializing a man who made comments such as these. Charlie Kirk is not from Fannin County. He's not even from Georgia. What did he do for us? Charlie Kirk does not speak for me. I hope you will ask yourselves, what does this say about the residents of Fannin County? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
sorry.
No, you're fine. She beat you to the draw.
I didn't see him.
My voice is kind of going in and out, so hopefully you'll hear me, but here are all the quotes on the bottom. Hi, my name is Tina Trudman. This is my husband Rodney. We moved up here December 2022 from Alpharetta, Georgia. Our kids are transracial adoptees. 2 are from Honduras, 2 are from China. They're all U.S. citizens. To honor Charlie Kirk is an insult to our family, as he made numerous racist and prejudiced statements towards people of color. As a town that already has so few minorities, naming a road or a bridge after Charlie Kirk sends a message to minorities that they are not welcome here. This discourages skilled people such as doctors, teachers, nurses, etc., that have necessary skills that could help serve and better this community. People like our youngest daughter, who is a doctor of occupational therapy, and you have absolutely 0 of them in Fannin County. And she did not take a job up here because she feels this town is unsupportive to minorities. And I believe this monument will only make that matter worse. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Lynn Briggs, and I've lived in Fannin County now for almost 20 years. I've been involved with numerous nonprofit groups in the county and have served on the board of several of them. I was asked by Jan Hackett in 2015 to be the committee chairman for the Blue Ridge Trout Fest, which we then organized and I ran for 3 years. I'm currently on the board of the Healing Farm Foundation and do a lot of volunteer work there. I've also gone through Leadership Fannin, which I thought was a fantastic program. I love living here, and I know this county and many of the people who live here. I stand before the county commissioners in opposition to the recent petition to construct a monument or dedicate a public space in the name of Charles Kirk. I truly believe that such an honor should be reserved for someone from this community. They spent their life either here in Fannin County or Georgia, helping others and making their lives better. I think that a local memorial should go to someone like David Roston or John Lewis. I worked with David on getting Fannin County named Travel Capital of Georgia, and his name is known by everyone, along with John Lewis and others who truly served the state of Georgia. Charles Kirk was not born here or even in Georgia. Many people did not even recognize his name when he was unfortunately assassinated. If people feel the necessity to honor Mr. Kirk, possibly they could go to their place of worship and have something built or renamed there. I don't think, along with others that I have spoken to, a memorial to him would be appropriate for our county. So my vote would be a no to this proposed monument.
All right, anyone else? Yes, sir.
Thank you. My name's Ed Newbaum. Been a resident here for 5 years over the 235 Tommy's Trail. I didn't know Charlie Kirk. He wasn't on my radar. When he was tragically assassinated, I had to Google him to learn more. And what I did find is Charlie knew me. After 43 years of a childless marriage, he told me, my wife and I are sad, selfish, and have an unfulfilled life. I didn't know this. A husband should do everything he can not to force his wife into the workforce. Charlie thought I was a failure because my wife's 39-year career with a Fortune 500 company must have made her a miserable cat lady. She did not know this. He was right about the cat. demonized our gay friends who are married by saying they want to corrupt children, which is strange because their kids are hetero and they are now loving grandparents. And yes, Mima is gay. According to Charlie, my Polish great-grandma, who immigrated to the south side of Chicago and never learned English, was not needed and not welcome here. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Charlie Kirk, January 2024. Can you say I'm a racist without saying you're a racist? Clearly, Charlie Kirk did not like me. For my politics, he did not approve of my wife, we were unchurched, and he really did like my gay and black friends. Worse, he used his huge audience to tell others not to like me. Do you understand why I might be pissed off driving over Charlie Kirk Bridge? Not every Fannin County resident is a MAGA Republican. Not everyone who visits Fannin County is a white religious Republican conservative. Some folks are black, maybe trans, maybe some are NPR tote-bagging carrying liberal lesbians. Why give them a reason not to love Fannin County and not feel welcome here? There are many like myself who do not filter his words and opinions through rose-colored glasses. Fannin County government, like it or not, is taking a side when it erects a sign dedicating a street or bridge to Charlie Kirk. There is no upside to Fannin County for dedicating anything to Charlie Kirk. It only creates division. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
I got all them fancy papers. My name's Larry Saputo. I'm one of the committee members for the Democratic Party in Fannin County. I live on Coopers Creek Drive in Fannin County. And I wanted to sum up a little bit of what some of my colleagues and friends have said tonight about Charlie Kirk and the propositions that were presented at the last meeting, and the fact that you guys would be considering putting up some type of memorial. I guess my biggest issue is the man's not from Georgia. Now, as far as I was able to research, he's never been in Fannin County. He doesn't know my county. He doesn't love it like we all do. He doesn't know anything about it. Last meeting, we did dedicate 2 bridges to fine people from Fannin County. That's what we should be doing here. If we're going to look at something like this, let it be private. It's tragic what happened to that man. It's horrible. Nobody wants that. Don't matter what kind of flavor you are. But it's just the wrong thing to say about my county. And this is my county. This is where I will end my life. I love it here that much. I mean, most of these people have decided to live here for the rest of their lives, retire here, work here, whatever they're doing. I guess we've got to acknowledge there is other people that we can, if we're wanting to do these kind of things, other bridges. David Rawson is my first thing that comes to mind. That's where we should be looking at something. I wouldn't mind seeing that man put up on the front of the courthouse, because that's how much he was valuable for our county and what he did for us. I just think that if we're going to do anything, we maybe make acknowledgement about it, but leave it in the private hands. Let private money do it, and let the county say, okay, we accept this and that, but as far as putting it on county property or naming a county bridge or a road, I believe that that's not the direction that Fannin County should be going. And the people that I've been talking to and researched on this gentleman says that that's not the values that I have and they have. And I appreciate y'all not considering doing that and just acknowledge him, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? Come on now.
I just apologize because in my haste to make sure that I didn't waste time, I forgot to give you my copies.
You're kind of bragging, jump
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, if nothing further, what we do? Oh, yes, ma'am.
We just made some quotes. And this is Mr. Spivey's speeches for it. So these are just some of the.
Anyone else before we move on? All right. We'll close public commentaries. You know, we appreciate everybody coming up. We want to hear from everybody. We do. We want to hear both sides and whatever side it is, okay? That's what we're, and I probably should keep my mouth shut, but, you know, racism comes in everything. I mean, I moved up to Chicago, worked in Gary, Indiana, worked south side of Chicago. I know that adverse portion of that is a white person, okay? But I hope I don't misconstrue anything anybody has said, and that they think that we may be racist here in this county.
No.
Because I can tell you this, I have a niece and two great nephews and a great niece that are biracial, and I just had, believe it or not, a great niece who is biracial. So I don't care what your color is or whoever you are. I think we feel the same way. We treat you as like we want to be treated, and I don't think anybody in here has got anything different that I know of, other than that. We've been here 5 years, and we have listened to everybody. So I hope, and I'm not being contentious, understand that, but I hope that's not what you come up here thinking, that this board is racist, or even this county is racist. Because there are people on both sides of this fence that just don't like each other because you put a D or an R in front of your name.
Yeah.
And the fact is, any one of the board of commissioners here, if you're on the side of the road and need some help, you ain't got a D or an R in front of your name. We're gonna stop and help. I'd hope that y'all would do the same thing. You know, I know being a commissioner, you get beat to death most of the time, but it is what it is. You know, I signed up for it, thank you. But I guess my point is, you know, this world has just become so divisive in everything that we do. And at some point in time, we gotta put that back to the side. And, you know, we gotta get right with the Lord again.
Amen.
And y'all can beat me to death for bringing up the Lord again, but I'm gonna do it till I die. But at the end of the day, that's what we gotta do, is we gotta put this stuff aside. People kill on both sides of this fence, both sides, for nothing. Because you don't agree with my opinion, or I don't agree with yours. And in fact, what we ought to do is just agree to disagree.
Yes, sir.
And move on. That's what we should do. So, that being said, again, I probably should have sat here and kept my mouth shut, but I felt like I needed to say something about that, because I just don't want anybody to think that this board is anything more than what's sitting in front of you right here, to work hard every day for this county and try to do the betterment of this county. And that's what we try to do every day.
Well, you look at this board and everybody sitting at this table right here, we've heard 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years that you've been here. Everybody on this board right here, this has been our home all of our lives. We grew up here. We were raised and taught to love each other. I didn't even know what a Democrat or Republican was until I was 18, and I went and voted for a friend, and he was a Democrat, and man, I about got hung by my uncles because we're Republicans. Hell, I didn't know what a Democrat or Republican was. I just liked my friend. And I've served in government for 42 years. I've arrested Democrats and Republicans, but I've also helped Democrats and Republicans. I don't care what you are, and I don't care what color you are. I'm just gonna tell you how it is according to Johnny. But I don't hate nobody. I have never, and believe me, I've had a lot of reasons to hate people, but I don't hate nobody. I love everybody. And when you hear us get up there and talk about buying fire trucks or building fire departments or paving roads or buying stuff for the sheriff's department, I always say it's for Fannin County. It's for its people. You're its people. And we don't care what politics you are. I don't really care. But I do care about you because you're part of my family now. You're in Fannin County. And that's what we love. We love our county. Yes, we have our things that you might not like Charlie Kirk. I have no issues with that. I like the man, and I hope you don't hate me. But I don't like what some things are said by my party, and I don't like what's said over here. But, you know, y'all gotta live with that, not me. I just pray to God that he gives me a good mind to think this thing out and think it through. And like the chairman said, I probably shouldn't have said nothing, but I want you to know I ain't racist by no means, and there ain't nobody, you know, because I do not hate nobody. I love everybody, and I won't, because I know the Lord, he'll take care of the rest, you know, and so, and that's the way he wants me to be. So God bless everybody, and I just hope we can continue to make Fannin County better.
Yes, sir.
The gentleman in the back, did you have something you want to say?
May I?
Come on.
Can I go from here?
Yeah.
Go. I just want to say, I think from the side of the request to not have a memorial, Nick Coyle, 4376 Highway 2. I think the request to not have a memorial for Charlie Kirk is exactly what you guys are saying. You guys stand for the morals that you believe. You care about community. You care about everybody around you. You've been in service, like you said, for 42 years, and we appreciate that. Everyone would look around and say thank you for that. And I think that would be a testament of your service. To also recognize the fact that a figure like Charlie Kirk was, as though some people find some of the things that he was saying to be beneficial things to their life, a lot of what he was saying as well was also very harmful to a lot of communities and to people individually. And to bring that into our community and to make it a memorial is saying that we're looking at through and through, this person is a person that we want to have celebrated. And for me, I know for a fact it's not someone that we want celebrated for everything that you've heard tonight. And I think for you guys as well, I don't think that you would stand on that either, that you would, what he's saying would be something that would be aligned with what you guys believe. And I don't think that is at the heart of the people in Fannin County. I really hope it's not at the heart of the people of Fannin County, because the only way that we're all going to collectively succeed is if we rely on each other, open our doors, be more willing to listen, be more willing to help those who need help, and to put our differences aside, like you were saying, but also being aware of what is harmful and making sure that we're not bringing that to our community, and not through exactly how you were saying, not through a partisan lens, but through what is actually going to be good for our community, and to bring something that would be divisive, something that is divisive across our country, especially at a period of time that we're looking at right now, when we're on the brink of potentially horrible things. I feel like now is the time for us to look inward and say, what can we do that's going to be representing us, our community, and progress going forward, that we can all move forward together.
Yes.
Thank you for your time.
With that being said, well, actually brings us down to executive session, doesn't it? Commissioner Patterson,
Well,
you in executive session?
How come you always turn away from me? I get seen. I think that is. Yeah, but you look and turn away like.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to go there.
Discussion tonight, and we need to end it on a positive note.
And the positive positive note is not having executive session. So that being said, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Second,
And I'm gonna second it, because he made it, I'll second it, we're adjourned.
all right, thank you.